Welcome back on Dynamo. Today I want to propose you the third part about the videos related to Forbidden Power. That it's the new release about Age of Sigmar. In the beginning I decided to do only a video about this part, that it's about the rules for Forbidden Power for the match play. Simply I noticed that there were quite a lot of things to talk about, so I decided to separate it in different videos so that you can choose which one you are interested about and go to see it. So I realized 4 videos, one that it's about the Realm of Battle Stygxx, one that it's about the Letesian army, one that it's about the Legends of Grief, and one about the Mercenary, so that you can go to see the one that you are interested about, and anyway you have a complete analysis and you can choose which one or all the ones that you are interested about. Remember that you can find all the videos and also the other ones about the unboxing of the set box of Forbidden Power and the unboxing of the book of Unforbidden Power. In the description I put the link to the playlist about Forbidden Power. So now we can begin. And this video in particular it's about the Realm of Battle Stygxx, that it's a zone of the realm of Shaiish, and it's really quite interesting anyway, because it allows you to recreate, for example, using a campaign, the events of Forbidden Power, or otherwise, even thinking about the tournaments, it can improve quite a lot and diversify your experience for Age of Sigmar, so allow you to create different battle boards, different rules and so on, that can gain you quite a lot of different options, allowing you to have a lot of different experience using Age of Sigmar's battle. So I think that it's quite interesting in such a way. So now we can go to see the rules about this realm and see what they can bring you to. The first thing that we can see about this region is that all the wizards have an spell that it's added to their pool, and it's Pool of Doom that has a casting value of 6 plus, and if successful you can pick one enemy unit within 18 inch of the caster and visible to it, and subtract 2 to the characteristic bravery of that unit. And it's really quite interesting one, more if you think to armies like the Death, because if you think about the Legion of Grief, the Legion of Blood of the Legion of Nagash Battletome, or even the Flesh Eater Curse as Battletome, they can gain quite a lot of bonuses using combining with this spell, because they value quite a lot the malus to the opponent bravery. So it's really quite interesting in such a way, and I think that it's a spell that it evaluate the death armies in this meaning, and it's really quite interesting one. So, and now we can see 2 command abilities that this region of war make you gain, and the first one is Honor the Dead, that it has to be used at the start of the combat phase, and if done so, it lets you pick a unit, a friendly unit that is within 3 inch of a friendly hero or 12 inch of your general, and roll a dice. If the dice roll is less than the number of models that has been slain from the unit you picked, you can add 1 to the attack characteristic of weapons used by that unit in that combat phase. So it's really quite interesting one, and I think that it's quite suitable for both the armies, the Letesian one and the Legends of Grief that you can find in this Forbidden Power volume. So they are both quite interesting one, because the Death usually lost quite a lot of models, but the Letesian armies, even if they are not big numbers in their armies themselves, they can be really quite interesting in the way that they can gain, because usually they gain the bonuses eventually, and they recover some of the losses that they had caused the losses themselves. So it can be really quite interesting in such a way. The second command ability instead that you can gain is SoulWars Sacrifice, that has to be used at the start of your hero phase, and let you pick a friendly unit that is within 3 inch of your general, and allocate a number of wounds to that unit as much that you wish. And you can heal one wound that has been allocated to your general for each wound that you allocate. So it's really quite interesting in such a way. Moreover, you have to remember that you allocate wounds, so you can save also the wounds that you allocate. So it's not something that you lose model for sure, but at the same you can anyway lost or not lost wounds heal your general. So it's really quite interesting one. I think that this command ability it's better to use to be used with generals that has a lot of wounds to save and so on. But anyway, it's really quite interesting because let you regain the options for your general eventually. So it's really quite a double-edged weapon, but it's really quite interesting. Moreover, you have to think that, for example, for armies like the Legion of Grief, they have usually quite a lot of models, so they can even ignore such losses. But the advantage about the Letizia army is that they usually prevent the battleship test that they can gain if they suffer some wounds. So it's both of them again as different armies in this Forbidden Power book that they can gain advantage of. But the disadvantage is that it applies only to the general. So think and apply it when it's necessary. The next bonus that this region of war bring it's only to the priest ones, so forget about using such options at least for now with the death armies. This is better to use, for example, for the Letizia armies, cause those armies as for example the command trait Raven Priest that let you the general being a priest, so gaining also this one. So it's really quite interesting for those models. Even if you don't have a priest, you can gain it. And it's quite interesting, this priest, cause this prayer, cause it's communion with the ancient dead. And on a one, if on the die that you try to use such prayer, you as the model suffer a mortal wounds. And on a 6 instead you gain a command point. So can be really quite interesting. It's a bit risky because you have to remember that you have only the 6 that has an effect, and on 1 you suffer. But anyway, it's an add-in that otherwise you do not have. So if you need to try to have a command points, you can risk it, and the mortal wounds can be saved anyway. So it's not so a disadvantage. And otherwise, remember that the death ones can't have this, only some order ones as armies. So it's a quite interesting bonus. And the last bonus or malus for the one that suffer, the ones that can realize such, it's the Realmscape feature and its Genesis of the Midnight Tomb. If the casting roll for a spell is double, the spell is successfully cast and cannot be unbound. And sincerely, it's really quite an amazing one, because it means that it doesn't mind at all the results and you can cast it. So even with a double one, you should be able to cast, because they don't say that you have to reach the casting value. So it's really quite amazing. I think that this one probably will be fact about, so at least they make in the way that you have to reach the casting value to have the double work. But anyway, remember that it's really quite amazing one, because it means that the magic it's quite stronger than usual, and it can be really a good thing or a bad thing based on how much magic you are able to cast. But it's also a way to have a bit safer and to be able to have less mages in the way to unbind the opponent's spells, because you don't need so many if you're going to play in this region of war. So, what to say about such region for Stygxx? I think that it's really quite interesting. Play in this region can gain quite a lot of different ways to play. This as a region has a sort of really delicate equilibrium comparing the Letizan army and the Legion of Grief as army usually. I think that some armies can gain quite a lot of meluses. For example, I'm thinking about the armies of Khorne that sees their options for their dispelling decrease quite a lot their values, but in a way they're really quite interesting in any way. So it's quite a good thing to play in such region of war to gain a sort of different experience to your Age of Sigmar playing. Remember anyway that this is only a part of the rules about match play that you can find, and the other ones you can find in the playlist. So I invite you to go to see also the other videos to have a complete analysis about this region applied to also the Lethisian army and the Legion of Grief, and also if you are interested, for example, to use the mercenaries to combine in everything, because I think that combine everything as such rules can gain you quite a lot of different options and a lot of different roosters that you can create and personalize your army with. So, from Dino Mode, it's everything. I invite you to put a like on this video, to subscribe to the channel, to ring the bell, and to comment this video if you are interested in something about this video or you want to suggest me some arguments for other videos. I hope to see you again to the next time.